Hey everybody, it's Cool Kid here, and before I get into the Attack on Titan chapter review, I'd just like to say I'm sorry for the video being so long and talked for so long, and here's the thing. Probably because this chapter was so good, I talked for so long, and well, okay. The thing is, I actually did thought about re-recording the video. Unfortunately, I thought, well, if I did that, I probably would even talk for even longer. So I just, left it as it is. And especially to the help that, the whole skit at the beginning with, the funeral for Hanj because of last chapter. And, probably wasn't a good idea. Hopefully, at least next chapter, I can do more interesting skits than just, okay, final words for the next character. Plus, this chapter was a pretty good chapter. I do have to admit. If you only hear this beginning part, I'd just say read this week's, or I guess this month's chapter of Attack on Titan, or just, I guess, Attack on Titan in general. So yeah, that's a definite, and that's all I really got. Hopefully next time with the Attack on Titan reviews, I'll try to make them less than 30 minutes, but that's the best as I can do. And that's really it. So back to the actual video, or the start of the actual video. Hey, it's Cool Kid here, and sorry for being late and all, but I'm finally here, and it looks like you came early. Well, I'm actually early this time. So I think I can get this video started out with, but before we get onto the chapter review, we have to give our final words and goodbye to Hanj. Hanj, we met this character, around the same time we met pretty much almost all the other scouts. And, throughout the ones that have lived and died, I won't deny, probably one of my favorites was Hanj. And, even her eventually becoming into the, leadership role she would take, after the time skip and everything. And, especially with her struggles with Levi, and I didn't, when I said last chapter review, I did feel something. When she was dying, it did genuinely feel something up to me. And as for one of my favorite characters in the series to be dead, that saddens me. But she did what she had to do for, our characters to finally, go and take down Eren. So Hanj is a character that, I'm sure the fans, and including myself, won't forget from, her first introduction and everything she's done in between her death. And well, we also got Cyboy also saying his, final words to Hanj. Cyboy, take it away. Wow, it actually felt like what you said was almost like you were here, Cyboy. And before we continue, oh yeah, you want to say any final words? Hanji is the best waifu in Attack on Titan. Wow, that was good. So I think it's finally time for us to hit and tackle the Attack on Titan chapter review. So yeah, let's get this started. So let's get started with Attack on Titan chapter 133 review. So let me put Hanj to be out of the way. Good. So the chapter starts off with all our I guess survey crew, Eldian Titans, I mean Marleyan Titans, and our ragtag group, in the plane, and basically they're discussing what to do. So this discussion starts off with Armin asking Yokapone, like, how much fuel do we got? Yokomon's like, well, unfortunately, we were only able to fill it halfway. And Armin's like, you sure that's enough to get to the fortress? And he's like, look, I promised you I'll get you there. This flying boat that Hanj was able to get us with their final sacrifice. Never forget Hanj. But you're back. But he continues with, I will get to you that base, no matter what. So just please, do what you can to stop the rumbling. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm counting on you too, Capone. And then, we got the, talking to all the fighters, talking about the, how to take down Eren and Peak. Peck? Oh, God, sometimes I still don't know how to say your name. I'll just call you Peck. Yeah. So Peck starts off with drawing Eren's giant, goddamn dinosaur tie-in thing that really isn't a dinosaur. So yeah, I know I keep writing this joke drag, but we have to get the running joke. So Peck draws that, and from what the diagram that Peck gives us is, he even mentions it almost looks more just kind of like, if I were to describe this, think about this as like just a rib cage with the upper torso just kind of attached on there. And they even mentioned like so it's just basically just a giant pile of bones, like a bug. Huh. I probably want to use that to describe it. But yeah, and they either go on with saying, well, normally with a tie-in, it would be being controlled through its nape. But the thing is, with this one, we're not even sure where it could be, especially the fact with the Warhammer tie-in. So we have no clue where exactly Eren could be. Let's see. Peck's like, well, even if we don't, we could be blown away the whole thing. The way you flat the beer of Port Navy, it was just like nothing. And Peck even mentions, well, Armin, your colossal time could do it. And Armin's like, well, that would be the most effective way to do it. But I will only try it if we fail to have a dialogue with Eren. That is, if it's the only way to stop him, it'll be our last resort. And then we got Levi being like, well, I'm fine with that being the last resort. But, he mentions, so Eren, he's controlling the Fountain tie-in through Zeke, right? So he makes it like, well, couldn't we just stop the rumbling if we kill Zeke? Which is probably something I really, personally, I've wondered if any of them crossed their minds on the head, but they're like, and Armin's like, wait a minute, oh yeah, that's genius, yeah, you might be right. And Peck's like, well, I'm not certain, but that's what Hanj predicted. And Levi continues with, well, I'm not very certain, but at least that's what Hanj predicted. And even Peck mentions, like, well, we don't even know where Zeke's location is. And Levi's like, well, we just have to find that furry bastard inside those bones. Which, kind of with that kind of would make sense that, at least Eren, because we haven't seen Zeke in a while, and I'm sure Eren is, he's keeping Zeke on his body somewhere. That just would kind of, in essence, make the most sense. Okay? Because, I don't know, you could even argue that even if Zeke died, Eren's connection with the founding time powers, he still might be able to just use them. So I do find that very, very interesting. So there's a point to there, and Levi's like, I'll stop Zeke. I'll stop that bastard. And now we got Jean like, of course, we'll help you. We had to kill, hordes of our allies to get on this flying boat in the air. We can't allow their meaningless slaughter to be, well, meaningless. This is all in order to stop the rumbling. And while Jean is saying this, we get, closer and closer look at Connie, and you can probably guess where this is going. And then Connie's like, I killed Samuel and Daz, which yeah. Don't you worry. I kind of forgot about those, so thank you, chapter. But yeah, a couple chapters ago, he killed them both. He's like, I sliced up those faces until they were unrecognizable. And all the while, they called me traitor while they kept telling me they were the ones saving the world. And he's like, Reiner, did you, Annie, and I really have trouble saying his name, Boltro? God, I'm at this point not really going to try to, pronounce it. Next time, if feeling like his name's going to be mentioned again, so I'm going to have to, figure out how to actually say his name. But yeah, talking about them three, it's like, it must have been awful for you. And, we get close up with Reiner. He's like, look, my sins, they are way beyond redemption. Look, I know what I did probably won't even, be begging for forgiveness, but I have to just do what I have to do to save the last left of humanity. So let's save humanity together. So yeah, he puts his hand on Connie, and Connie's like, yeah, you're right. Even if we can't be redeemed, we'll have to do to save humanity. Then Jean says, that's right, we're the same. I had never any right to blame you for doing anything. I became a murderer to save others, yeah. And he says, well, that's what Eren told me, the same thing on the night of Libero, which, I don't know. Yeah, they're bringing up this moment, and, I feel like this is something in my head. Feel like this might get important in, like, the next couple of chapters. So, yeah, just holding it up. And, let's see, Reiner continues, like, I kind of feel like what Eren is kind of understanding the thing. He wants us to stop him. And, like, everyone else is like, well, what the heck do you mean? It's just, I don't know, like, right now it kind of feels like that to me. And, then Armin's like, well, since you mentioned that, I've been kind of wondering a while. Eren, he's essentially a being who can affect the actions of every Titan and Eldian. But why would he let us, use our Titan powers, freely the way that we could? That is definitely, just an interesting dimension, which I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe like, after the chapter, when Eren was able to use the Founding Time power, I was kind of like, huh, I thought, wait, why are they still able to use their time powers? But then, I kind of forgot about it, but especially now with Armin mentioning it, I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't Eren do that? So, well, I'll wait until later in the chapter, but you'll see. But then everyone's like, wait a minute. Are you saying Eren is not choosing to not interfere with us? And Armin's like, well, he's letting us act 3. Most likely as if he was testing us. And everyone's like, wait, even though we might be able to stop the rumbling, and Reiner brings up, like, so it's the same for him too. It must be painful for him too. Slaughtering all of humanity can't just be something he does on a whim. If it were me, I would probably want someone else to handle the power of the Founding Time right now. If it couldn't be stopped, I want it to be stopped by someone else. And, Reiner is basically thinking like, huh. I do think it's interesting that Reiner's like, maybe it's almost like, Eren wants us to stop the rumbling. Okay, I really want to... Look, okay, I'll just continue to the next thing and, it'll make sense. And now, boom, we're in the past, everyone. Everyone's in the past. Beck, Levi, everyone's in the past, which, mentioning it now, I think the first time Levi was in the past, I think he was like, unconscious sleep. But, everyone's there and they're like, what the heck is this place? And Levi's like, wait a minute. Could he hear us or something? Because obviously they figure it has to be connected to Eren. And, everyone's calling out like, Eren, come on, you've done enough. Come on, look. With now, no one's going to mess with Paradise for years because of this. Even centuries. And I'm not going to be rude to you, Armin, but with this, I feel like this might even be a bigger reason for everyone to, go and invade Paradise and take them all down. And where was I? Yeah. It's like, come on, can't you just, do this with a non-aggression pact and we can just end this? I'm sorry we're the ones to force you. Let's see. They continue with, we'll figure out how to, end everything. We had, what happened to Sasha? I never even consider what's in your position. And then we get Mikasa right here saying, Eren, I want to share the burdens of your sins with you. We're all guilty of the same sins. So please stop avoiding us like this. Please come back to us. Then Eren talks to them, or kind of like in their mind. I'm not sure how Eren talks to them like, so I'm not sure how he's talking to them, but talking to them, and he's like, the rumbling, it will not stop. I won't let fate decide Paradise's future. I will keep marching forward. And then Levi notices, I guess at the center of the pass, he's like, hey, look over there. They see Eren. But then they go towards him and they're like, wait a minute, that's Eren, but isn't he a kid? Which I'll wait until this whole scene's ended to talk about the whole thing. And everyone's like, what, can you not trust us? Why won't you talk to us? And Eren continues with, in order to gain control of my freedom, I will take freedom away from this world. But I won't take freedom from any of you. You are all free. And, okay. Closer to the center. And Eren continues with, you have the freedom to defend the world's freedom. I have the freedom to continue moving forward. As long as both of our unbreakable connections, we will collide. And we go into the center of the paths, and we see both, young, small Ymir with Eren. And, I guess I'll mention this here. Well, no. I'll wait for this scene to end before I talk about any of this. Let's see. There's only one last thing for us to do, and it's to fight. Okay, so I just gotta stop here. So, at least from what this implies with, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people are saying this, but, obviously one, I think it's Eren at a young age to kind of represent how, Ymir in this world at a young age when she gained the powers of the Founding Titan. So Eren is roughly that age. And another thing, I've never heard a lot of people mention this, but I feel like both Eren and Ymir, the way they're talking, it's more like right now Eren's not one being. It's more like at least their minds, they have fused. So Ymir and Eren, at this point, they are one and the same. They are the same person, if you get what I'm saying. But, let me continue. And Armin's like, well, why did you even call us here? And, Eren slash Ymir's like, we only speak to you to tell you that, there's no point of speaking to me. There's no point for talking. Look, all you gotta do is, if you want to stop me, then just try. Use your last breath to try and stop me with all your freedom. So, and they, get out of the, path zone. So I'll talk about this a little bit. So essentially what Eren basically said here is, look, I give you all free wills because, I don't think it's right for me to, basically take your freedom. I'm going to take the world's freedom, but that doesn't mean I'm taking yours, the rest of the Eldians. So he's basically just giving them like, look, here, I'm giving you basically a fighting chance to take me out. And look, I even came here to tell you that I'm not going to change. Look, if you want to stop me, you gotta fight me. Or basically, no talk, no jutsu does not work in this series. Sorry, man. No talking, which, I'm not gonna lie, there's no fucking way, or me like, oh yeah, Eren, can you just stop killing people? And Eren's like, yeah, okay. But, like, I am kind of thankful for at least, a couple chapters before, so we don't have to deal with, when the battle starts with the bullshit of Eren, with Armin trying to, convince Eren, but now it's like, no. the only way that you're going to have to stop me is to defeat me with all your might. And thank God. And also, something I probably should have mentioned. So when they get out of the past, we do notice that, well, actually, I didn't even notice this. So, okay. So to explain this, when I was watching, Roger's live reaction to the chapter, and he didn't notice this. Someone in the chat mentioned, like, oh yeah, did you notice Levi hand? It was fully healed, and I was like, what? No, that's not it. Holy shit, it is. So it's just a prediction. Okay, guys, I'm giving you a prediction. From what I can guess is, a while in the past, and we even do see towards the end of the, section with the paths with, all the Survey Corps members, we do see everyone else standing up, except for Levi. He's like, well, I would show you, but, I would be off screen. So yeah, he's just like, like laying down on his knees. At least from, if it could be easily one of two things. If it's just an error that Isayama was like, oh shit, I forgot, Levi's missing, two fingers. So, he might have forgot to draw on that. Or, it brings the theory of, while in the past, I guess Eren helped Levi regrow those, I guess, two fingers. And I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. Before this, I really had a hard time believing that Levi was in fighting shape. But, hey, if this is true, at least this gives Levi a fighting chance. It's not mentioned in this chapter at all, but, hey, watch out for that, at least. But, they get out of the path. Yokopon is like, wait, what the hell just happened? And we notice everyone in, the back of the flying airship, like freaking out like well, I guess my prediction was just about right. And everyone's like, well, there's nothing we could do to convince him. And Levi's like, look, okay, I think there's just no hope left for negotiations. So what do? Commander? And we look at Armin. And, I mean, at this point, Armin's basically the commander. I hope he could just, realize that. So, that pretty much ends with the section with, I guess all the Survey Corps members for right now. We don't go back to them for the rest of this chapter. So, after that, we go on the boat where Azumi, Annie, Falco, and Gabby are on. And so, Annie's like, well, so where are we going now? Azumi's like, oh yeah, we'll spend the next couple of days traveling to Hizuru. I really hate how I can't pronounce some of these names, but yeah, Hizuru. I believe the Mikasa and the others will try and stop the rumbling. However, my homeland will surely have no condition to operate as a country after this. So, definitely. Even if they stop the rumbling, at least from the way that she mentions it, you could easily see just a couple of these countries. She says it can't operate as a country. So, what is like just? I guess a bunch of areas are just going to. Even the ones that get barely hit or minorly hit are going to go in just huge disarray, and they might have to unite everything later. So and Annie's like, well, it looks like fish is going to be the only thing I'm going to eat for a while. And she's like, oh yeah, Here's seafood. It's also quite exquisite. And she's like, oh, that's good. I guess I can eat birds. Well, I'll hold back onto that. Then Kiyumi continues off like, well, I was the one who brought Zeke and Eren together. I doubt there's any way for me to atone my sins at this point to bring all this. And then we got Annie, who's like, okay, let's just say if you could let's just say a do-over. Would you ever get involved with some, Eldians, and would you just let Paradise die? And she's like, well, I can never truly turn back the clock. My regrets will stay with me forever. I cannot claim that I've searched every possible way that the aliens did to not die, but I acted with profit and honor of my clan with my mind. I wonder why we can't notice that we've already lost it. The feeling not of profit of loss, but only of disrespect for others. And it zooms into Annie, and then it goes in between Annie's many different moments in her life, including with the survey corps and just Sasha. Oh no, they're messing around with bugs and toads, yeah. And then the final one is of Armin, and she says, but it's too late. And then Falco and Gabby come in, and they're like, Annie, I had a dream. And Annie's like, what, a dream? And he's like, well, not exactly. It's Zeke's, well, not a dream, but a memory. And so Gabby's like, well, isn't it true that the female Titan can take parts of other Titan and manifest those Titan abilities onto themselves? I'm just going to stop you there. Has the ability to take parts of other Titans and just apply it to themselves. What? What? Okay. I'm not going to lie to you when I said, look. I knew the second when the female Titan came back. I was like, okay. There's got to be some, special ability that the female Titan has. There's got to be something, even if it's quite basic. There's got to be something. They aren't just going to literally have the female Titan, because I do know. I'm just going to say this: the female Titan might be. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the game changer. Actually, with this ability, it might be, because it might even take a. Yeah. Well, let me continue with this, and she's like, well, it's particularly easier for the female Titan to do that. That's why, man, make me choke down a bunch of things. So what? And they're like, oh yeah, I knew it. So maybe this, or no, I'm sure there's a way we can find to work it out. And Anna's like, man, you damn kid, shut up. Just luck some color. Just do something else. And she's like, wait, you said you saw Zeke's memory, right? And Falco's like, well, yeah, because I became a Titan because of his fluid spine. And Gabby's like, well, maybe that's why he's showing characteristics of the Beast Titans. And well, I'll wait until this conversation is done before we could go and talk more about that. And he's like, well, the most clear memory is when I'm flying above the cloud, and it feels like something that I could do. And Ikeyumi is like, wait, what do you mean? And he's like, well, in other words, at one point there used to be a beast giant with wings. So, I mean, it was kind of like something bird like my. Oh wait, no, that's Gabby saying it. Sorry, but Gabby's like, yeah, it's like bird like your tie-in, wasn't it? Like Mr. Gal's. It wasn't like Mr. Gallard's jaw tie-in at all. So at least from what I'm getting from this is so obviously when you go to tie-ins, a different tie-in users like Ultra and Armin. While their time forms are similar, they definitely do look different because they do look different, but they are fairly the same. And I thought the same thing with that. Oh yeah, I guess that's just how it works with jaw time. But from what we're getting at is with the beast time. So every time there's a beast time, they have like what's the word? Like certain animalistic characteristics. So with Zeke, he has the monkey characteristic, and other ones you could have like one that's very bird-like, one that's like a lion or a whale, or other crazy shit that probably could have happened. So I definitely do find that interesting that they bring that up. So yeah, I don't know, that really is kind of interesting, and I mean it would make sense with I mean Falco's becoming a falcon, because personally I prefer the air. So let me continue, and he's like, so we're going to leave. And Annie starts freaking out, like, what, you're just going to turn into your time form, like, right here? The ship isn't going to take that. We're all going to sink. And how are you sure you'll be confident that you'll be able to do something like that? And not just that, control your Titan form. Listening, what's lost isn't coming back. It's too late. And, Humi's like, Annie, listen, I personally do not mind if this ship sinks. Look, I'd rather have the alternative of living without any more regrets. And yeah, that pretty much ends there. And that ends there for that scene. And we got one more small scene for that, but yeah, you know what? I'll save that towards the end to talk about. But yeah, we're on a train, and we'll find out who this is. But they're like, so that's Fort Salta. There are really airships there? And then we get to the train conductor is like, who knows? We won't know until we climb the Rocky Mountain. But do you think you'll be able to steal and get away with it, you Eldians? And then we get this shot of the train conductor and him behind him with a gun. We got, Annie's father, who I forgot his name. God, I am actually kind of surprised. I really, I know, I'm actually kind of surprised. I actually thought they were just going to go away with, killing him off with, pretty much the rest of the warrior parents. So I really legitimately thought that's what was going to happen. But yeah, I don't want to say what poor things he'll do, but yeah, and he points the gun and is like, you better watch yourself, Marley, and just remember who you gave thanks for not flattening you on the ground right now. At this point, mentioning the rumbling. And I guess the train conductor is like, well, even if the airships are a bust, your dying family is, well, die in the rumble. If you betray us, we'll shoot you down. This is your only chance of your family surviving this whole. He's like, it doesn't matter how low your chances are. We're surviving this. And then we, transition to one of the cards where we basically see, all of the, families of the, of the warriors who, I'm not lying to you, with, I do not, I remember them, but I don't even remember their names. And they talk about how they're regret, man, we should have never sent our children onto the island of devils. How could they survive? We could have been with them till the very end. And then in the passenger car, they notice, hey, look over there. And you see basically all the airships from the fortress just fly off. And we got the train conductor, driver, whatever. He's like, oh my god, no, the airships, they're taking them all gone. And Annie's father is like, come on, hurry up. We just only need a single one. And the driver's like, yeah, I know, but it's too late. And then we go back to the passenger car, and they look on one side. It's like, ah, man, that's too late. And another person on the other side, he notices, wait a minute, what the hell is that? Smoke? And no, that's no smoke. It's the rumbling. And then we got the next shot of just, oh my god. We got Eren's goddamn giant dinosaur form, which it's not that. It's more like a body attached to a giant rib. I'll call it that. Yeah, we got that in the army of the Wall Titans, and it has caught up to us. And then we go back to the front of the train, and Annie's dad's like, "Come on, dude, can't you go any faster?" And the train conductor's like, "Wait a minute, those airships. It looks like they're heading for the Titans." And he's like, "Wait a minute, what the hell are they doing?" And the train conductor's like, "We might be safe. They're going to be bombing them. They're bombing the last of the Titans so they can't reach us." And the last shot of the chapter, we see just all the airships coming towards them, all the Titans, and they're just dropping bombs. That's where the chapter ends. Ah, man, okay, guys. I like this chapter. I do. I really do think this chapter right here is pretty much the, prologue to the final battle. Because everything we've been doing is like, okay, we gotta do this so we can do there, so we can get to the final battle. Right now, with this chapter, it is literally the chapter right before, we're setting everything up for, we got everyone on the airship, and then we got Annie, Falco, and Gabby, which, remember, he does prefer the air, so we got them going towards that area, and then we got our group of Eldians just trying to, find a way to survive, and we got them there, all heading towards one area with Eren. So basically, yeah, this is where our final battle is going to be. And generally, I do like this chapter a lot. I don't know if I would say this is my favorite chapter, because I don't know, because I feel like, look, like One Piece, I like One Piece a lot, but I would not say every chapter is a 10 out of 10. If I had to give an honest opinion, it's usual chapters vary about either around a 7 or an 8. Usually most of the time we'll get most of the time we'll get out of that to a 9. And especially that last chapter, that was a 10 out of 10 chapter, but this one, I feel like Attack on Titan's mostly 10 out of 10s, and I really don't know if this is my favorite of them, but yeah. God, I do love this chapter. What should I mention? Oh yeah, the airships. Look. Even I could tell, look. Like, I feel like, these bombs they're dropping on them, unless it's a fucking nuclear bomb, I think it's, like, I'm sure it'll do damage. Just, like, nothing to matter. Like, it'll take out, like, maybe 5, 10, the wall colossal times, but, yeah. I'm sure the, Eren Titan's perfectly fine, and actually, wait, shit, Eren has the, yeah, you make it like a huge ass, like, Titan armoring thing, yeah. Man, shit, I almost forgot about that. Thank you for that brain in my head. So, yeah, there's that. I just don't think the, Titans are really going to be bothered by that. I wonder. I wonder with all the rest of these, Eldians, and especially with the parents of the warriors. I don't know. Are they just here to, are they here to just have ultimately? Because I'm sure they're here for Isayama to write them, for to see them all of them in the final battle, seeing what they do, maybe get their final goodbyes or whatever to them. Or are they here to just ultimately die? I wonder. I don't know. I still feel like, especially in his father, he's probably going to do something important. And obviously, we obviously know that Annie and Gabby and Falco, they're going to reach there in Falco with, I do like how it's, reaching to the beast time. It's like, oh yeah, every beast time has, draws from different animalistic, and, the reason why Falco's jaw time was like just vastly different to compare to every other one was because of Zeke's blood, and, he can draw from, I guess, a different beast time to give him animal characteristics. I mean, Look, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Isayama has been setting this all up with, Falco's introduction of, seeing the bird flying, him being Falco. Like, come on. I think it's been set up since, his introduction to be, okay, we're going to get that Falco. I mean, just a off question. You think Isayama is a fan of Star Fox? Like, look. I'm not opposed to that, but if Falco is a Star Fox reference, which I'm totally all up for that. God, next chapter. Next chapter review, I totally gotta look up more quotes for Falco, or maybe even Smash player terms. Or something. Hey man, maybe Falco's really good at Smash. Yeah. So there's that, and whole concept of Eren copying other Titan abilities. That's definitely interesting. I feel like that's not going to go offhand, and that she might actually eventually lead to the victory against Eren. And at this point, you could even argue Eren might just win. And it's ultimately going to be a failure. And then we got some, okay. I got to talk about, the rest of the, Survey Corps group. Obviously, as I said earlier, with Levi, how, his hand was gone, but now it's fixed thanks to Eren's magic, Pat's magical healing. Ooh, but I don't know. I really have to wait until next chapter to just be sure if that was, you know, a mistake on Isayama's part, or it was actually like, oh yeah, no, I did that for real, so we could get a fighting chance. Because I feel like at this point we have to get a final battle between him and Zeke. You know, the final and ultimate revenge fight that's been all leading up to. And you know, could Levi defeat Zeke even now? I don't know. And even ask the question of, is even Zeke kind of free at this point, or is he just chained up somewhere? That is the real mystery. And everyone else, like oh my god, I'm actually kind of concerned. Who's going to die? Like look, I'm not going to lie to you when I say, you know, I wouldn't. I'm not lying to you when I say I wouldn't be surprised if you know, Armin, Mikasa, who else? Jean, Connie, Peck, pretty much Annie and the rest of them. They all die except for Reiner, because you know, for a while I've been hearing about people saying, oh yeah, Reiner's going to be the last survivor, the last one to live. And you know, I'm like, you know, Reiner just wants to die, but hey, that would be funny. But you know, it would almost be kind of, you know, more and more getting into it, I'm like, you know, Reiner, he might just, you know, everyone by the final battle end, he literally might be the last survivor. But yeah, if you want to know who I think's going to die next, I'm not lying to you. I think it's Peck. Okay, I feel like I'd probably be wrong, but yeah, I do think the next death is totally going to be a time shifter. Peck's it. You know, oh god, I really don't want to predict this kind of stuff, but yeah, we're getting in the final battle. You know, whatever plans they got. I mean, especially now when, you know, they realize they have to do, you know, whatever it is to take down. They can't worry about trying to convert Eren. It's taking him down. It's either Eren wins and the world is destroyed, or you know, they have to just kill Eren. So I really question, you know, especially where how you know, this is going to go next, and you know, how the battle is. I mean, hopefully, I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if we get in he, you know, they see it's like, it's the perfect moment, jump out and transform into your colossal form to, you know, take it down. And you know, we see them being like, God, what do we do? And I mean, I wonder if you know, there's like perfect. I wonder if their next chapter will already have a moment where it's Armin's a perfect chance to jump out and transform and do that, you know, nuclear blast thing that the you know, colossal titan could do from, you know, jumping down from a really large height. And I think he's going to have to jump out and cause that blast. Man, there's just a lot of things, you know, on my mind, and you know, he has to do it, but he hesitates, and you know, that might lead into a death or something. God, there's just so many possibilities, and I don't know. I really should, you know. Well, I mean, before I go and say anything, one thing I should definitely mention is, you know, you guys heard about that, where you've heard the, you know, the audio of, you know, what's going to happen during the finale of Attack on Titan. You guys heard of it. And, you know, I realized it pretty quickly, where, you know, the scene at the end. Next chapter is going to be basically the start of, you know, if you really want to know spoilers for the next chapter, I'll link in the description of that ending audio, because it does start off with just a bunch of explosions. So I do think that sets up that. So definitely check that out if you're curious what you'll probably happen next chapter. And yeah, that's really it. All I can say. And before I end this video, I have a prediction when Attack on Titan's exactly going to end. From this chapter and the way things are going, I think Attack on Titan, its final chapter is going to be January. January is going to be the final chapter of Attack on Titan, or at least it's going to be when the battle is over and everything's said and done. We might have an epilogue chapter after that, but I do think the battle will be over by January 2021. So let me think. Right now it's chapter 133. So let's see. We got November. Then it's December and January. So 3 chapters left. So the last chapter, unless we include epilogues, we will end at chapter 136. Yeah, I think that's a good point, because I'm sure Isayama, probably could wait until, okay, I can make, what? That's, a good 7 more chapters? Yeah, I'm sure I could delay this for 7 more chapters, but I feel like at that point that would be way too long, and, I'm sticking in my prediction, guys. I'm sticking it in it, and trust me, guys, if Attack on Titan doesn't end by then, I don't know, there'll be some kind of penalty game or something, I'm not sure. But if I do get it, okay, you guys have to do something, I don't know, like a bunch of you have to subscribe, dude. I predicted that, but yeah, that's what I'm feeling when it's going to end. So yeah, that's really it for the video. Well, until then, see you guys later. God, dude, how long have I been recording? Man, this is such a long video, dude. One of these days I gotta figure out a way to just make at least these Attack on Titan videos just a lot shorter. Bye.